Well, hey, everybody. Happy Friday. This is Bernie DeSantis with Insignia Training Partners bringing you a mustache moment. So today I want to talk a little bit about pleasure versus pain when it comes to motivation, right? I was recently introduced to the book 10X is Easier Than 2X. And as I was reading through one of the chapters, I came to realize that it's not just entirely, my own thoughts and theories. There's actually a whole theory around, behaviors as it results, or excuse me, as it relates to the aversion to loss versus the gain. And so, in line with that, it got me thinking a little bit about my own business and the way that I'm approaching it, as well as other people out there, right? Because you can put the carrot out there and recognize that if you do X, you'll get that carrot and life will be good. But oftentimes people choose not to do X to get that carrot because they recognize that if I don't do the thing, it's not going to make my life any worse. And I'm okay with the way that things are right now. I may be in a rut, but it's a comfortable rut. It's something that I'm familiar with, right? Whereas if it is something that may cause you pain or a loss, we are more likely to do the thing, do X, in order to avoid the pain or loss that we may experience. So, it was really interesting to me as I was reading this book, and particularly this chapter, where they talk about what's called the prospect theory. And I'm going to read just the brief excerpt from the book here because I thought it was really, really well written and stated. And it says, according to prospect theory, humans have an enormous aversion to loss. We fear and avoid loss far more than we seek gain. Loss aversion primarily manifests itself in three specific forms: continuing to invest in something unprofitable simply because you've already invested in it, i.e., sunk cost bias. Two, overvaluing something that you own, believe, or have created simply because it's yours, i.e., endowment effect. And three, continuing to do something you've previously done in order to be viewed by yourself and others as consistent, i.e., the consistency principle. All of these loss aversion tactics make it extremely hard to let go of the 80%. Thus, it's hard to let go of your current or former identity. And it's really interesting to think about that, right? Because as we go throughout our day and try to improve ourselves, oftentimes it's our own identity or thoughts about ourselves and our identity that get in our own way of improving and getting better and doing the things and achieving the things that we want to. And again, I just thought it really interesting that I've been thinking about this pleasure versus pain theory in my own head for a long time. And quite honestly, I'm sure that I heard it from somebody else somewhere along the line in my own development. But seeing it written here in this book and to know that there is an actual scientific theory around it was pretty interesting and cool. So just thought I'd share that with you guys. Again, the book is 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dan Sullivan. Highly recommend that you pick it up and read it if you're so inclined. So that's your mustache moment for today, guys. Sometimes we will move harder, faster away from pain than we will towards pleasure. And if you know that about yourself and you have something to achieve, set a trap for yourself, as my buddy Donnie Bovin says, and make sure that there's some pain associated with not doing the thing that you need to get done in order to move your business forward. That's all I got for you. Enjoy the day. Have a great weekend ahead. That's your mustache moment.